Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica if you haven't seen me before, and this is Green Fever SA, where I like to talk about planty things. Today I am going to be converting my Clarinervium, my Anthurium Clarinervium, into Leca, and I'm a bit nervous about it. Let me show you it. This is the gorgeous guy. This was the last leaf I got, which came out really nice and big. This is its biggest leaf that it came with, so I didn't do too bad on size, so he was quite happy. Now this new leaf has opened up and he still does have a bit of growing to do, but he's already starting to go a little bit darker green, and so I know he's not going to do too much more until he starts to harden off. And the difference between my last leaf and that leaf is quite significant. As you can see, it is in quite a small pot. I knew before this leaf started coming out that he needed to be repotted, but I didn't want to, so a lot of the roots were bulging out, and they have a very thick, large root system. Let me take him out here. So what I had done is I just put moss on top, which I'm going to take off quick. But as you can see, the roots are popping out at the top and they're looking a bit jarring crispy. And I'm just going to be moving him into this pot, into this one. So he'll be in a Leca situation. And I think it's only going up 2 pot sizes, which, oh no, it's only going up 1 pot size. I would have preferred him to actually go up a little bit higher, a bigger of a pot size, just because I know that this root system is so thick and juicy and voluptuous. But I'm struggling to find clear pots at the moment. Okay, so I have finished cleaning off the roots for now, and I'm going to show you some cool looking roots. There is still sand on it, or soil on it, but how cool is this root system? What I'm going to be doing is, for a few days, depending how it goes, I'll see, I'm just going to put it in this jar of water. If he fits. I will then give the roots another clean before I put it into Leca, and then I'll put it into Leca. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to put this guy back where he normally chills. So I will see you guys in a week, or in a few seconds for you. Okay, so today is Friday the 6th of November, and I'm going to be putting this guy into Leca now. Okay, so I'm a little bit irritated with myself because I have actually given this plant a bit of root rot. If you saw in the drain, there are quite a few little pieces that have broken off. I'm going to show you how I can tell where there is root rot. If you see, like on this section here, can you see? Oh, I don't know if you can see. If I squeeze, there's almost like a goo coming out. Okay, so that goo is the root rotting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and find all the sections where there's goo and basically cut it off at the point where there isn't goo. So you see, here is pretty squishy and gooey, but further back sort of isn't. That one I might actually just cut off here. I did not change the water this week like I said I would. I left it in the same water as that I put it in last week. It was also in a clear container that got afternoon sun, in the position that it was in, and so the water was warming up. Let's see, look at this. Sorry, I mean, look at that. Look at that coming out. Obviously it doesn't smell too great either. I left it in a warm spot. So basically what was happening is the water was actually getting like algae built up in it, and that has resulted in the roots starting to rot. So what I either should have done is I should have done this a few days sooner, or I should have changed the water like I wanted to, and I should have not left it in direct sunlight in the afternoon. It isn't the end of the world, hopefully, and that we might have made a little setback on this plant, but we will be able to come right. I'm going to cut off the areas that are showing the rot. I'm going to put it on a paper towel and let it dry out for a little bit. Then when I put it in the Leca, I'm going to make sure that none of the roots are going to be sitting in water at all. So I'm going to sit it a little bit higher in the Leca than I normally would. Now that I have basically cut off all the dead bits, all the rotting bits, the reason that I've done that is to stop it from rotting further up, and then I also don't want anything rotting to really be inside the Leca. The only problem now is that I obviously have open wounds basically where we can quite easily get rot again. So what I've done is I've wrapped it in the paper towel behind me, and I'm going to be leaving it there for a little while, just to sort of harden up a little bit and dry off a little bit. I'm probably going to leave it for about an hour, and then I'm going to be putting it back into the Leca. I've let these dry off for a little while, but we're actually going out now and I don't have time to let it dry. So what I'm going to do is I've put Leca in this halfway basically. I'm going to pop him. Shit. Okay, I thought this pot would be big enough. I am going to leave these roots to dry until I get back, and I'll worry about it at another stage in my life. So it is now the next day. It is Saturday, I think the 7th, and the way I look is basically a very accurate description of the way I feel about this. This whole thing has turned into a little bit of a mess. I left this guy overnight to dry. So now this pot and this, obviously they don't fit and it looks silly, and I didn't have another pot to fit this. Thankfully I have this big pot here, and I do have a stupidly small pot here. So in it's just, I was planning for the future with this pot, so I'm just going to pop this in here until I get a new pot for him. So he'll be fine in there for now, and I'm going to pop this guy in here. Clearly I don't have enough Leca for this, so I'm going to go and buy some. I'm not sure if I will do another video of when I've filled this up with Leca. I don't know, because I don't know. Okie dokie. It has been a week and a few days since then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him out of the Leca, and hopefully the root rot has not continued, and I'm in a good mood, so fingers crossed that I stay that way and I do not upset myself further by pulling him out. But his leaves, none of them, not even the oldest ones, none of them are showing any signs of yellowing, of stress, of going brown. I'm just going to dump the Leca in here. I'm going to point you guys down. Okay, so it's not looking too bad but it's also not fantastic. This root over here, as you can see, has continued to keep rotting. He's like super squidgy, and so I will probably cut that off. But other than that, I thought these ones were going to be squidgy, but they're not. I honestly think it's just that one. So this is one of the ones I'd cut. You can see from there that I'd cut, and he is not squidgy at all. Stopped rotting. So he's fantastic. Him, on the other hand, is very squidgy. So I'm actually just gonna cut, even though he's only, you can see him folding from there, I'm going to cut him off where it joins over here. And then I'm gonna cut him off. This squidgy one, I'm gonna cut off at this little join over here. Like these. But there's enough healthy roots here. I think he's going to be fine. The reason why I wasn't too stressed is because this is sort of where I had previously cut off. But as you can see right over there, that little knob, it is starting to grow a new root there. And there's quite a few sections like that that are showing, here's a good one, you know, this is all showing signs of new growth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let these roots dry off a little bit, because now I've just opened up some of the roots again. I'm going to let them dry up. I am going to clean off the leca, rinse it all through, just so that if there is any gooey, mushy, anything on it, it's not going to encourage more rot. Then I'm going to put him back in his container. I am going to top him up with some new nutrient water. But I'm not going to show you guys any of that, because none of you want to see me do this again. Okay, so I've just realized as I was sitting down to edit this video that I have not finished it. So I'm quickly jumping in to show you what my Clarinervium looks like now. We are now in middle of February, so it's been 4 months instead of the one that I would normally do, but because of the root rot and everything, it's been quite the story. This is what my Clarinervium looks like now. He is in a new pot. This is the pot he'll stay in. That other pot I knew wasn't going to be a long-term pot when I put it in that, and that's why he started getting some of these brown tips, because it was actually touching the edge of the pot. This is its oldest leaf, which is now looking a bit shoddy. He isn't looking the best at the moment, but it's okay. Actually, this was its first leaf, sorry. And he's lost a little bit of his color, so I think he might start yellowing off in the next few months or so, and I might end up losing him fully. Not stressed. Then it was that leaf. The leaf that was unfurling the last time you guys saw was this one, so he never got much bigger, and since then it has put out this new leaf, who is only just hardened off. I'm very happy that I've gotten a new leaf. It does look like something is happening down over here, so he might actually put out another new leaf soon, as you can see in the middle there. So I'm quite excited about him. It's been quite a journey, but we've recovered, and if I show you all his roots, he is growing very, very, very well. So he's got no issues anymore with root rot, clearly. I'm very chuffed with how this ended. I learned a lot along the way. Set the plant back quite a bit, but it's not the end of the world. This is how you learn, and this is how it all happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you noticed that I did anything else wrong that I didn't point out or I didn't notice, then please do leave that in the comments below so that I can learn for future plants. I think that the type of roots that this is, the fact that they are very thick and very juicy, and you know, they obviously hold a lot of water themselves, makes a big difference. I don't know if I would leave it in water again, ever.
I don't know if I would maybe try the method a lot of people do where they actually clean the roots off as much as they can. They put it on like a towel cloth or what have you, and then they pat it off so it's almost completely dry, and then they put it into the leca. I don't know if I would try that maybe on some, you know, another Anthurium if I ever have the courage to convert that. These are plants that like a very airy, barky topsoil, so I probably shouldn't have let it sit in warm stagnant water. But if you enjoyed this video, then please do subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.